Good morning, party ponies. Hey, look at that. Wow, I have antlers. Cool. All right, so this morning we got on Zoom. There was 4 of us, and it just so happened that all of us kind of needed some recovery. Like, we all needed some stretch. 2 of the girls are doing 645, which I talked some smack about that program. I'm sorry. You guys, if you are just getting started, if you are in the middle of a fitness journey, if you are really struggling with your mobility, or maybe you have some physical imbalances, I think that that's a really great program. I did it, and in the season I did it, I didn't enjoy it. So I didn't really recommend it. But there's a bunch of the gals that show up on Zoom who have done that program and have nothing but good things to say. And so I haven't recommended it enough, and I'm encouraging you to give it a try and see if it's something you like. We did the workout today. We did mobility and recovery, I think. I don't know. It says Wednesday workouts. We did week 10. All of us on Zoom, which was super cool. And I actually recorded the end of that Zoom because Carla and I were the last two standing, and we started talking about, number 1, how people watch and judge, and number 2, how when you are just getting started, it's really easy and sneaky. It's a sneaky thing. We all do, right? We all do it. We compare our day 1 or our week 1 or our month 1 to someone else who's been on the journey and is so far ahead. And you cannot do that. It is apples and oranges. It is orangutans and cats. It is completely opposite things, okay? It's one thing to be inspired by someone who's further along on their journey, but if you're going to fall into that comparison trap, then you need to unfollow and stop watching and work on your own journey. It's hard for everyone when you're first getting started. It's hard even if you've been at this journey for a long time. It's not always hard, so don't be like, it's just gonna be hard forever. That's not true, but I also want to remind you that sometimes it's just challenging, right? But it's this comparison thing we all do, you know? I remember when I was first getting started, I thought it had to be all or nothing, or it wasn't worth showing up to. And that was a really awful way to live my life. It wasn't empowering. It didn't make me feel motivated. I wasn't inspired. Instead, I felt super overwhelmed. And I know that some of you have ordered like a kit from Beachbody, right? You've gotten your BOD, you've gotten your Shakeology, you've gotten the containers, you've gotten the 2B booklet thing, and it's still in a box, okay? You're still not digging into it because it feels like it's too big. And I'm telling you, you don't need to do all of it right away. This is a building block thing. This is something you layer in. You commit to 5 minutes. You make a promise to yourself, and then you take the daily action to hold true to that promise. So if you are in that sneaky comparison trap, or you're thinking it has to be all or nothing, it doesn't. It can be as small as drinking your shake every single day and allowing that to compound. It can be as small as pushing play for 5 minutes or going outside for a walk and literally just walking your block. That stuff counts. Stop discounting it. Stop coming up with these reasons why if you can't do all of the things, none of it's worth showing up to. None of us begin doing all of it. And I'm telling you that some people will try, and there's been plenty of seasons in my own life where I have tried to do all of the things, but that's not how you win. That's not how you get long-term results. That's not how you turn this into a lifestyle. You turn this into a lifestyle, you change your entire relationship with all the things, including your self-talk, including your body, including your food, including your movement, all the things by taking it one piece at a time. So adopt that. 5 minutes. What's the first thing you need to work on? Does your body hurt? Well, then start with your food, okay? Start with the food. Follow one of the plans. We have so many different options. There's so many things that can serve you, and you don't have to consume all the information. You don't have to be an expert in order to reap the benefits. I have found in my own life, like showing up a little is exactly what I need to get the momentum, right? Otherwise, I'm overthinking it. Like yesterday, I had this huge to-do list. I had all these things. I was dreading it. I was in this space in my head. I was like, oh, I have to do these things. I was feeling shame that I hadn't already done them. I was in this total spiral. And then I just was like, you're just going to do the next right thing. And what was the next right thing? The next right thing was for me to make a post about my workout. And as soon as I did that, I was able to check the box. I was able to remind myself, see, I collected my wins. And then it felt easier to do the next thing. You don't need to know what your chapter 10 looks like. You don't need to know what step 5 is. You just need to focus on step 1. And that's going to be different for all of you. As your coach, I'm happy to help you make a plan, but I can't do it for you. here's my tip. It's over here, okay? We have a screen dividing us. I can't force you to do anything. You get to be the superhero. You get to write a new story. You get to reinvent your entire experience. I can't force you to do that. I'm going to be in it alongside you. I'm an imperfect person. Yes, I actually did get a group exercise instructor certification. Yes, I did teach classes for a very long time. Yes, I have done all these different things, but that doesn't mean I'm an expert. I'm still a work in progress on my own journey. You don't need to be me. You need to be you. So what do you need to do today? How can you win at your journey? How can you build momentum? How can you build your belief? You make a promise. That's all it comes down to. You make a promise around some area that you feel is off kilter, some area you keep hearing that nudge or you keep shoulding about. I should meditate. I should work out. I should figure out my nutrition. I should get on the Zoom. Pick one of your shoulds and then do it. Do it. Imperfectly, messily, freaking do it. So I'm going to upload the recording that Carla and I did this morning because we were talking about that very thing, about how we think everyone at some point thinks it has to be all or nothing. And that morning Zoom, it's not a clique. It's not like a private party. It's not even like a bunch of besties. I mean, all these women that got on there, we were strangers at some point. We were strangers and we become friends because we show up. We don't show up because we have a secret handshake and you're not invited. You're invited. That group standing, it goes every single day, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. You are welcome and invited to join us. We're all in different seasons. We're all in different time zones. Carol Ann works nights as a nurse. Like literally we're all completely different, but we're unified in the sense that we want to be a happier, healthier, saner freaking human. And getting on that morning Zoom, Carla said that she got on today because she was worried somebody else was going to be on and alone. And she would hate to be on alone. The Zoom provides different layers of accountability for all of us. So like for Carla, that's what she needs to do, right? It motivates her to get on because what if somebody is waiting for her? For me, I need the accountability because I get all squirrely in my brain. And if I was just to work out by myself, which I have worked out by myself, I've been doing this now for 10 years. I've been a Beachbody user for 10 years after being like 2 years of saying, I don't need to do your creepy home workout. I don't need to drink your shake. I'm good, thanks. Total ego. And some of you are exactly there and I totally get it. And it makes me laugh because I was like, I'll never do that. I'll never coach. I'll never do another MLM. I'll never do that. Here we are, totally different story. But for me, that Zoom is the accountability piece that holds me to it and keeps me honest. Otherwise, I would push play on my workout and I'd be like, oh, I need to go throw the laundry in. Oh, I should probably grab something for dinner. Oh, I need to make sure I added that thing to Amazon. Oh, speaking of which, where's that order? Oh, before I know it, I've wasted my entire time. We are all freaking busy. We all have 1,000 things on our plate and some of us have more things. So if you have 5 or 10 minutes, prioritize that, preserve it, show up to it. If you are sick, if you haven't slept well, if you are recovering from an injury, then you don't play stupid games because you know what they say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, but you still preserve that time and space for your journey. Maybe that means you work on your breath work. Maybe that means you work on your pelvic floor. Maybe that means you literally read a book. Maybe that means you just lay your tuchus down and you reserve that 5-minute block, but creating a habit, making it a non-negotiable in your journey, you guys, you will reap the benefits and it's so much more than physical. This is a psychological thing. You believing you can, you believing you're worth it, you taking the daily action and then you just doing the next right thing. It won't always be linear. It's not always going to be easy. Some days, some weeks, some months, it will feel different and that's totally fine. You just tweak it and you just realign it. That's part of the journey, okay? So that morning Zoom, you are welcome to join. If you need an evening Zoom, you're going to raise your hand and you're going to tell me when you want that to be. I'm happy to get on. For a while, we had an evening Zoom and it was just me and Carla. And now we know Carla was just showing up because she didn't want me to be alone. I don't need an evening workout. I don't need that, but I'm happy to show up if you need it. This is your journey, okay? Lean into the accountability. Log your stuff here. Tell us how you won. I want to know how you won and stop discounting it that it wasn't enough or it's not far enough along or it's not following a certain path. Your journey is your journey. And every single win and victory is worth cataloging and collecting and being proud of because that's how you change your freaking life. It's never all or nothing. It's not all of a sudden you're a master and you've got it all figured out. It is you being a work in progress forever. And that's what I love about this. There's always different programs. There's always new nutrition things to try. There's always a new personal development book. Don't just be a consumer of information, but allow this stuff to change your life from the inside out. It is not just about a number. It is not just about a size. That's just data, okay? The big wins come from the heart stuff and the mind stuff and the self-belief stuff. Allow yourself to be a work in progress. It's not all or nothing, right? Right. Okay, so now I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go make myself go for a walk for 5 minutes because that makes me feel good. And even though I have 1,000 things that I could do and I could procrastinate it, this is part of the discipline thing, right? It's that I have 5 minutes reserved for it, so I'm gonna show up to it, even if it's imperfect, even if it's not as much as I want. I'm gonna allow myself to be a work in progress, okay? So allow yourself to be a work in progress. If you need help making a plan, if you need to get on a Zoom with me to open your box and figure this out, let's figure it out. It's not all or nothing. It's not pass or fail. It's not you waited too long and now you have shame. This is you. If this is your day 1, this is your day 500. You've been doing this with me for the last 6 years and you need to realign. That's why we're here, friends. That's why we're here, okay? You're the author of your story, so I want you to win today. She's had a lot of unicorn juice. All right, I'm gonna go do the things. I'm gonna upload that video that me and Carla recorded, and you can listen and you can hear what part of any of that resonates with you.